AEC Final Suggestion 2026. 1. Communication skills. Q1. What is communication? Explain the process of communication. 10 lines. Communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, and feelings between people. It is essential for human interaction and understanding. The communication process begins with the sender, who creates the message. The sender encodes the message into words, symbols, or gestures. The message is then sent through a channel such as speech, writing, or electronic media. The receiver gets the message and decodes it to understand the meaning. Feedback is the response given by the receiver to the sender. Feedback helps the sender know whether the message was understood correctly. Noise may interfere with communication and create misunderstanding. Effective communication occurs when the message is clearly understood. Thus, communication is a continuous and dynamic process. Explain the transactional model of communication. The transactional model of communication is a two-way process of communication. In this model, both participants act as sender and receiver at the same time. Communication is continuous and interactive in nature. Feedback is an essential part of this model. It helps both participants understand each other clearly. This model includes context, such as social and cultural background. It also includes noise, which can disturb communication. Both verbal and nonverbal communication occur together. This model reflects real-life communication situations. It emphasizes mutual understanding and shared meaning. Therefore, the transactional model is the most effective model of communication. Explain verbal communication with examples. Verbal communication is communication through spoken or written words. It is the most common form of communication. For example, a teacher explaining a concept to students, or a manager giving instructions to an employee. Another example is a doctor discussing a diagnosis with a patient. Writing an email or a text message also constitutes verbal communication. It includes speaking, writing, listening, and reading. Examples include classroom teaching, conversations, speeches, and emails. Verbal communication helps express ideas clearly and directly. It allows people to share information effectively. It can be formal or informal depending on the situation. Formal communication includes meetings and presentations. Informal communication includes talking with friends and family. Good verbal communication requires proper vocabulary and grammar. It is essential in education, business, and daily life. Q4. Explain nonverbal communication with examples. Answer. Nonverbal communication is communication without using words. It includes body language, gestures, facial expressions, and posture. Eye contact is an important form of nonverbal communication. Facial expressions show emotions like happiness, anger, and sadness. Gestures like waving and nodding convey meaning. Posture reflects confidence and attitude. Tone of voice also expresses feelings. Nonverbal communication supports verbal communication. Sometimes it communicates more than words. It helps in better understanding between people. Therefore, nonverbal communication is an important part of communication. Question 5. Explain different types of communication barriers. 10 lines. Answer. Communication barriers are obstacles that prevent effective communication. Physical barriers include noise, distance, and poor environment. Language barriers occur when people speak different languages. Psychological barriers include fear, stress, and emotions. Cultural barriers arise due to different traditions and beliefs. Semantic barriers occur due to misunderstanding of words. Technical barriers happen due to poor technology. Lack of attention is also a barrier. These barriers reduce communication effectiveness. They create misunderstanding between sender and receiver. Therefore, barriers must be removed for effective communication. Q6. Explain interpersonal communication and its importance. 10 lines. Answer. Interpersonal communication is communication between two or more persons. It involves direct interaction between individuals. It can be verbal or nonverbal. Examples include conversation between teacher and student. It helps people share ideas and feelings. It builds strong relationships between individuals. It improves mutual understanding and cooperation. It helps in solving problems and conflicts. It develops social and communication skills. It is important in personal and professional life. Therefore, interpersonal communication is essential for effective human interaction. 2. Listening skills. Q7. Explain active listening. 10 lines. Active listening means listening carefully with full attention. It involves understanding the speaker's message clearly. The listener focuses on the speaker without distraction. Eye contact is important in active listening. The listener gives feedback through nodding or responding. Explain the linear model of communication. The linear model of communication is the simplest model of communication. It is a one-way process. In this model, the sender sends the message to the receiver. The receiver only receives the message and does not give feedback. There is no interaction between sender and receiver. It includes sender, message, channel, and receiver. It is used in speeches, lectures, and announcements. This model is simple, but less effective. It does not ensure understanding of the message. It lacks feedback and interaction. Therefore, it is a basic model of communication. Explain the interactive model of communication. The interactive model is a two-way communication model. It includes sender, message, receiver, and feedback. In this model, the receiver gives feedback to the sender. Communication occurs in turns. Both participants take turns as sender and receiver. It improves understanding between people. It includes context and environment. Feedback helps correct misunderstanding. It is more effective than the linear model. It is used in conversations and discussions. Therefore, it is an important communication model. Feedback is the response given by the receiver to the sender. It helps the sender know whether the message is understood. Feedback improves communication effectiveness. It helps correct errors and misunderstanding. It makes communication interactive. It increases clarity of the message. Feedback can be verbal or nonverbal. Examples include answering questions and nodding. It builds better understanding between people. It improves relationships and communication skills. Therefore, feedback is essential in communication. Explain the importance of nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication supports verbal communication. It helps express emotions and feelings. Facial expressions show emotions clearly. Eye contact shows attention and interest. Body language reflects confidence. It improves message clarity. It helps understand the speaker better. It is useful when words are not used. It improves interpersonal communication. It is important in professional and social life. Therefore, nonverbal communication is very important. Effective communication is clear and understandable. It uses simple and correct language. It includes proper feedback. It avoids communication barriers. It includes active listening. It ensures mutual understanding. It is complete and accurate. It is polite and respectful. It considers the receiver's needs. It improves relationships and understanding. Therefore, effective communication is essential. Q6. Explain the importance of listening skills. 10 lines. Answer. Listening is an important communication skill. It helps understand the speaker's message. It improves learning and knowledge. It prevents misunderstanding. It improves relationships. It helps respond correctly. It builds trust and respect. It improves academic performance. It develops communication skills. Good listening leads to effective communication. Therefore, listening skill is essential. Q7. Explain the features of good speaking skills. 10 lines. Answer. Good speaking requires clear pronunciation. It uses correct grammar. It uses proper vocabulary. It requires confidence. Tone of voice should be clear. It should be fluent and understandable. It should be polite and respectful. It should suit the situation. Eye contact improves speaking effectiveness. Good speaking improves communication. Therefore, speaking skill is important. Q8. Explain how to give information clearly in English. 10 lines. Answer. Giving information clearly requires simple language. The speaker should be confident. Information should be accurate. It should be well organized. Use proper grammar and vocabulary. Speak slowly and clearly. Avoid confusing words. Check listener understanding. Give examples if necessary. Clear information improves communication. Therefore, clarity is important in communication. Q9. Explain skimming and scanning. 10 lines. Answer. Skimming is reading quickly for general idea. It focuses on main points. It does not read every word. It saves time. Scanning is reading for specific information. It searches for keywords. It is used to find facts and details. Both are useful reading techniques. They improve reading efficiency. They help in exams and study.
It does not read every word.
Therefore, skimming and scanning are important reading skills. Q10. Explain how reading improves communication skills. 10 lines. Answer. Reading improves vocabulary knowledge. It improves grammar understanding. It helps learn new ideas. It improves comprehension ability. It develops thinking skills. It improves writing skills. It improves speaking ability. It increases knowledge and confidence. It improves academic performance. It develops overall communication ability. Therefore, reading improves communication skills.
It improves writing skills. It improves speaking ability. It increases knowledge and confidence. It improves academic performance. It develops overall communication ability. Therefore, reading improves communication skills.